What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of DGS1 Case 5. So, the results are back for the black coat that Gina was wearing, and obviously they're going to discover that there was indeed blood on it, so it's going to be a bigger problem trying to prove that it's not Hatch's blood at this point. Oh boy. This is... I knew it. Detective Gregson, reports. Sir, human blood was found on the black coat of the defendant, Gina Lestrade. The manner in which it stained the coat suggests that it was a black splatter. How was forensic that advanced for them to know that? That is all. What? Oh, stop, Twirly Man. See? It's just as I said. The blood on that coat does not belong to Hatch-san. What do you mean? That coat was originally Cosne Mangadal's. Cosne Mangadal stabbed the mason, Mr. Mortar, to death that night. The blood on that coat belongs to Mr. Mortar. I'm actually surprised that science hasn't advanced enough in this time to at least prove that the blood is really old. I think the blood would be kind of crusty at this point. Did men tell no tales? Now listen here, Japanese boy. Yes? 2 months ago, did you not stand in this very courtroom and insist on Mangadal's innocence? Now that he's dead, you've turned on him and begun calling him a murderer. Those are not the actions of an honest defense attorney. Well, you see...
That's right! How is that fair?
First of all, even if you were to look at it stereoscopically, there's no way you could know whether that blood was from 2 months ago.
Like I was about to say, that's because I used the chemicals developed by Sherlock.
Mr. Holmes is a detective, not a scientist.
Would you trust some chemical made by a telegraph operator?
I tried to give Piroshki to Hungry Boy, but he cried and ran away.
What does that have to do with anything, Mr. Demoglaski? Sherlock Holmes is a character in a popular novel. He has no role in this real courtroom. That is all. But... this seems to make things rather clear. That my testimony was all true. What do you mean? The defendant's coat has the victim's blood splattered on it just as he testified. If he hadn't really witnessed that, he couldn't possibly have accurately testified about it. In other words, this testimony is the truth, and there is but one conclusion we can draw from it. The one who shot the victim was the defendant, and that is the truth. Wah! God damn this man!
Your Honor, this retired soldier would like to say something.
Head juror.
Just now, we have arrived at our final conclusion once more. Isn't that right, my comrades in arms?
Yeah!
Yuzai!
Yuzai.
Yuzai! Yuzai!
Yuzai.
Something tells me we're not gonna have a third, examination with the jurors. Another final appeal. I think this is really the finale. Shit! The jurors' votes seem to be unanimous. The defense couldn't dismantle this man's eyewitness testimony. There'll be no way to overturn the juror's decision this time. Ah! You've gotta be kidding. I came so far. The situation can't be overturned. Oh, brother. What a sad creature you are, ye of little faith. Don't you agree, little attorney? What? You're the bailiff who delivered these test results, are you not? Sometimes I think, Mr. Naruhodo, that scientific truths are not determined by science. They are determined by none other than humans. That's what I think. Sherlock? That voice. It can't be. Ah! Holmes the bailiff! Holmes-san! What? What? What surprise! Dude, weren't you in the hospital? Order! 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 What are you doing here, famous detective? I heard you were asleep in hospital. I planned to be, but I was sent on an errand. An errand?
Holmesy! You finally woke up!
Yeah, Iris. Looks like I overslept a bit. If I may, Your Honor. What is it? Actually, there's something I'd like to give that attorney there. It won't take but 5 minutes. May I have a few minutes of your time? Your thoughts, Fonzies? This trial has gone on long enough. At this point... That's right! At this point, it'd only be a waste of time. At this point, there's nothing to be lost by giving him 5 minutes. What? Bless Baroque! In that case, the court grants the defense 5 minutes. Hi, Sherlock. Hey, sorry to have kept you waiting, folks. Holmes-san, are you alright? How could I possibly be alright? Huh? Even standing is quite a chore, see? I said give me 5 minutes, but... even if I'd been granted more, there's a good chance that I'd pass out and that'd be the end of it. In that case, maybe you could hurry this along?
Honestly, maybe you could... Everyone here is downright ignorant. How can they not understand the beauty of Holmesy's science?
Well, my tinkering is like a hobby to aid in my investigations. I regret being so widely recognized sometimes. I guess he's a pretty big deal. More importantly, I came to give you this. Is that the thing Susato left? Because that's too pretty for Holmes to be holding on to. What's this? It's wrapped in a pink furoshiki? It's a party gift from Miss Susato. From Susato-san. If at all possible, don't rest until you see this into his hands. That was Miss Susato's request. What does that mean? Miss Susato saw through everything. The true killer in this case will use any means necessary to escape their crime. You, who have to fight fair, may find yourself driven into a corner and in real danger. In those final moments, she wanted me to give you this. That was her message. Susato-san's parting gift. I wonder what's in it. It's,
Oh! That's... I made that!
Oh! Was that small door there the whole time? guy.
Yeah, have a look at this. I invented this. I call it a cat door maker. You can make an entrance for your kitty right in the door of your own room in a snap. I wonder why Sasara-chan would give you the—
Oh, wait, that's it. That was it. I skipped something or just said more than I should have.
Ah, I wonder why Susato-chan would give you this.
Miss Susato told me this. That she had failed as a legal aid. She tampered with the that's— oh! Eh? Those words, as I recall. I really think you're the best legal aid in the world, Susato-san.
I am truly glad to receive such a compliment. But surely, I have failed as a legal aid.
Home-san, what did she mean by that? That night when you chased those two thieves out of the shop, Miss Susato used this for a certain purpose. That's your answer, Mr. Naruhodo. What does that mean? Susato-san used this that night? She put the small window there! It wasn't there before the crime happened! Yee! Alright, cat door maker. A small device that allows one to make a small entrance in the door of a room to permit kittens to come and go as they please. It's been 5 minutes. We're out of time. You have my gratitude for giving us that time, Reapy. No thanks necessary, detective. Well, it looks like you were a little too late, though. Oh? You think so? The jurors' votes are unanimous. A final appeal is permissible, but there's no way that this verdict can be shaken this time. Yeah, I wonder about that. Mr. Naruhodo! Yes! The rest is up to you. It's your move. What will you do? The rest is up to me, huh? I have to make the right move or the trial will be over. Your Honor, the defense would like to request a final appeal, a cross-examination, or wait and see. Cross-examination! Cross-examination. The jurors have already registered their votes. It's too late to begin a new cross-examination. The defense is not requesting a new cross-examination, but a continuation. What? It seems that you once again forgetting something important. Your Honor! Please postpone this cross-examination. This cross-examination isn't over yet!
Very well, the cross-examination is temporarily postponed. No objections, defense?
What a goddamn loophole. No, I understand.
In other words, for the time being, no one has a choice. As long as Naruhodo-kun plans to continue the cross-examination.
The court has no choice but to reopen the cross-examination period. Ridiculous!
The court will state its opinion. The defense's request is indeed legitimate. However, when the trial has gone on for a sufficient amount of time, the one who decides when to end the trial is the court. So, the defense will be given just one chance.
That's one chance that I need, the only chance I need. One is enough.
during one of the statements in the witness's testimony, I will permit you to present just one piece of evidence.
Evidence.
And if that fails to change the circumstances, the trial will be brought to a close. Am I understood?
As you wish. Yes, Your Honor. One piece of evidence at one statement. That's more than enough. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's about time for me to pass out. The rest is up to you. That's quite a way of passing out there. Home-san! Oh, my foot's falling asleep, but I can't move it. Come on, there we go.
To think he could stand there so nonchalantly with such a high fever. I don't know whether he's fearsomely strong-willed or fearsomely thick-headed.
Or both. He's probably sleeping peacefully in the lobby now. Or taking some pretty mean pot shots at you right now, Holmes-san.
Now then, are you ready, defense?
Yes, Your Honor. One piece of evidence at one statement. Holmes-san, Iris-chan. And Susato-san gave me this one last chance. This'll determine the outcome of the trial.
Now then, the cross-examination will reopen.
This is it, man! This is gonna be it! I think we're presenting on the last statement, because that's the one that talks about the, window. Oh shit. Yeah! This is it! This is the last thing we're doing! Oh. I'm gonna get you now, damn it! Okay, second to last statement then. I'm gonna save! Just save, just in case I fuck it up somehow. Although I see the kanji for seeing something, so I'm pretty sure that's right. Stop you.
What is this odd device? It's a device for making an instant kitty door in a regular door. It can cut through any sort of door in an instant and make a small entryway.
It's possible to make a second, smaller door in a regular door. Even if there's no human around to open the door, the cat can come and go as it pleases. That's obvious. You don't need to explain. But that toy has nothing to do with what's going on right now. I wonder about that. After all, there was no cat entrance in that door.
I don't keep any cats, so it doesn't quite make sense to me.
In that case, allow me to rephrase it. This device, when used on a door, can make an instant small window.
What? A small window?
2 nights ago, just after the murder occurred, we arrived at the pawn shop.
According to the report, there were 3 of you. You, Mr. Holmes, and the legal aid.
Precisely. My legal aid used this at the scene of the crime.
What?
The door did indeed have a small window in it. To tell the truth, I used it myself to see what had happened inside the room. Ridiculous! What are you talking about? That small window was in that door to begin with. After all, that's where I witnessed the murder from. I wonder if that's really true. What?
What do you mean, defense?
I'll finish him here with one strike. In other words, until my legal aid made that small window, there was no small window in that door. Huh? What? ridiculous! Then the window in that door. My legal aid used this device to create it after the murder. For legal aid to disturb the crime scene in such a way. I must say, that's an act of brutality that constitutes quite a heavy crime. My deepest apologies. I left the scene of the crime to call the police, and we can assume that's when it happened. But, if that's the case, then Cloud Grison's testimony just now creates a huge contradiction. It sure did. A contradiction? What would that be? In Cloud Grison's definitive eyewitness testimony, it was specified that he saw everything through that small window. Well. However, at the time when the murder occurred, there was no window in that door yet. And it would have been completely impossible for you to witness the murder through it. Ugh. In other words, your entire testimony was one big lie. What? Ooh. Order, order, order. What does all this? That claim makes no sense. Surely you must know that. That's right. That transparent ploy isn't fooling anyone. What about this makes it a transparent ploy? First of all, do you really expect us to believe that that toy can instantly create a door?
Yep, I'm really proud of how high-powered it is. It can cut a square out of even the hardest door.
Ridiculous, as if such a thing were possible.
I thought you might say that.
Huh? What?
Oi! Waka hi! Dinner's ready!
She made a cat door to the courtroom! I mean, I guess that's the only way to prove it.
See?
What? Now see here, no making cat doors in the courtroom! That's not the only problem. There's more. Whether that toy was able to make the small window in the door, you have no proof.
Oh, that's easy.
What? You go, Iris! You get beat him up as a 10-year-old. Now he's now getting beaten up by a 10-year-old. Great stuff.
The dimensions of that cat door made by this device are predetermined. I think you'll find that it's a perfect match for the dimensions of the small window at the crime scene. Mr. Whitey's been shocked into silence.
I expect nothing less from you, Iris-chan. You really saved me. Well, next it'll be your turn to be shocked into silence, exchange student. That legal aid of yours seemed to have already returned to her oriental nation. That's right. In which case, there's one thing missing from your claim. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that that device's dimensions are a perfect match with that small window. When was it made? The prosecution demands proof. I'm sorry if you're hearing bells, that's my dog in the background. I can't do anything about it because he just woke up.
What do you mean, Lord Von Zeeks?
It's simple. Did this toy really make the window after the murder? So long as the legal aid has already returned to our country, both proof and testimony are impossible. Ooh. We still have the crime photos? When was the window at the crime scene made? If you can't prove it with evidence, it's no more than conjecture. What? Look, we just present photos, it'll be fine.
He does indeed have a point. Well, defense?
Well...
There's no going back now, Naruhodo-kun. I think your only choice is to make your own door and wrench it open.
To be honest, I'm not that confident. But there's one thing I do know. And that's that Susato-san is the best legal aid in the world. She is. Then I have a loading thing.
Now then, the court request of the defense presents some evidence. evidence that the small window in the storeroom door was made after the murder.
Okay, well. Is this the one with Gina? There's one with Gina. This is the photo from the photo machine that detective installed in the pawn shop. My legal aid, Mikatoba Susato, is amazing at what she does. That's why she always thinks about what evidence I'll need.
The evidence you'll need? You mean this photo?
This was taken when the defendant broke into the pawn shop. Indeed it was. The cruel defendant appears to be pointing the unforgiving gun barrel at the unresisting victim.
No, she's not. She's got it raised up.
There are more important things here. The more important thing here is the door that it's shown behind them.
Let us see once more, please. There's... Unbelievable! The door leading to the storeroom. It has no window in it. Ugh!
Cloudgris-san, you could not possibly have witnessed the murder through the small window. After all, the window didn't even exist yet. Ugh. Which makes your testimony, as I suspected, nothing but a pack of lies. Ugh. Ugh. Damn it! Nice twirl. Ooh.
Order! 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 It would seem that the defense's claims have been undisputably proven. The witness gave a completely fabricated testimony.
Precisely. This does indeed appear to prove that. Along with a certain legal aid's inexcusable fabrication. However, that is all.
What do you mean, Lord Vodsix?
Even if that man committed the grievous crime of perjury, that doesn't necessarily make him the murderer. That's exactly right. What? It's true that I was at the scene of the crime that night. And I was shot in the arm, and nothing more. Yes, if anything, I am but a victim. You're sure falling apart there, good man. Eh? You've gotta be kidding me. But it's true. At this point, I still don't have any definitive evidence to prove that he's a murderer.
But see, I think it's already too late.
Iris-chan?
Think about it. Once the door had been opened, no one can return it to the way it was. See? I'm right, aren't I, Naruhodo-kun? It's like Holmesy's always says. One lie is always revealed by the next one. Oops, or was that the line I wrote for Holmesy?
One lie begets another lie. It's true, though. You're exactly right, Iris-chan. Cloudgris-san, you did not only give false testimony. For starters, those lies were not even possible to begin with. Not possible. What do you mean? How did you know the blood was on the jacket at this point? With your lies just now. You've just slipped up and revealed something you should have no knowledge of. In other words, your statement is fundamentally contradictory. What? Fascinating defense. In that case, let's hear it. What is this contradiction you speak of? Iris-chan was exactly right. One lie will always be revealed by the next one. the fatal contradiction that lies within your false testimony. Essentially, what Cloudcree-san shouldn't know about is something we're going to get to in the next video, because I'm sorry, we are out of time now, so we shall continue this then. Maybe we'll finish it by then. Okay, on the script, there's like less than 100 pages left, so I mean, we're close, we're really close, but Cloudcree really wants to drag this out, so we'll see if we can get this done in the next video or not. So, see you guys then. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of DGS1 Case 5. So, the results are back for the black coat that Gina was wearing, and obviously they're going to discover that there was indeed blood on it, so it's going to be a bigger problem trying to prove that it's not Hatch's blood at this point. Oh boy. This is... I knew it. Detective Gregson, reports. Sir, human blood was found on the black coat of the defendant, Gina Lestrade. The manner in which it stained the coat suggests that it was a black splatter. How?
Just now, we have arrived at our final conclusion once more. Isn't that right, my comrades in arms?
Yeah!
Yusai.
Something tells me we're not gonna have a third, examination with the jurors. Another final appeal. I think this is really the finale. Shit!
The jurors' votes seem to be unanimous.
The defense couldn't dismantle this man's eyewitness testimony. There'll be no way to overturn the jurors' decision this time. Ah! You've gotta be kidding. I came so far. The situation can't be overturned. Was forensic that advanced for them to know that? That is all. What? Oh, stop, Twirly Man. See? It's just as I said. The blood on that coat does not belong to Hatch-san.
What do you mean?
That coat was originally Cosne Mangadal's. Cosne Mangadal stabbed the mason, Mr. Mortar, to death that night. The blood on that coat belongs to Mr. Mortar. I'm actually surprised that science hasn't advanced enough in this time to at least prove that the blood is really old. I think the blood would be kind of crusty at this point. Did men tell no tales? Now listen here, Japanese boy. Yes? 2 months ago, Sherlock Holmes is a character in a popular novel. He has no role in this real courtroom. That is all. But this seems to make things rather clear. That my testimony was all true.
What do you mean?
The defendant's coat has the victim's blood splattered on it just as he testified. If he hadn't really witnessed that, he couldn't possibly have accurately testified about it. In other words, this testimony is the truth, and there is but one conclusion we can draw from it. The one who shot the victim was the defendant, and that is the truth. Wah! God damn this man!
Your Honor, this retired soldier would like to say something.
Head juror.
Do not stand in this very courtroom and insist on Mangadol's innocence. Now that he's dead, you've turned on him and begun calling him a murderer. Those are not the actions of an honest defense attorney. Well, you see...
That's right. How is that fair?
First of all, even if you were to look at it stereoscopically, there's no way you could know whether that blood was from 2 months ago.
Like I was about to say, that's... because I used the chemical developed by Sherlock...
Mr. Holmes is a detective, not a scientist.
Would you trust some chemical made by a telegraph operator?
I tried to give Piroshki to Hungry Boy, but he cried and ran away.
What does that have to do with anything, Mr. Demoglaski?